All right, in this section, notice we're in section 4, we want to learn the graphs of what are called parent functions. We want to be able to see the basic shapes in our heads without having to resort to a calculator. We'll begin with algebraic functions, and later we will include some of the transcendental functions. Remember, algebraic function is a function that is built from a finite number of operations such as add, subtract, and multiply. The first one we want to learn in our head is a linear function. So let's check out how we would graph what does y equal x look like. All right, there we go. Oh, not bad. Right. Our second function is the absolute value function, another very important one to have in your head so that you can see it without going to the calculator. The absolute value function. Y equals the absolute value of x, and you remember the definition. We need minus x when x is less than 0 and plus x when x is greater than 0. Square root function, another very important one, and this is the parent function. We're going to look in this section at ways to make functions from these. Here goes the square root of x. Right, now remember, that won't be defined for anything less than 0. So we start at 0, 0, and not bad, not bad. Quadratic function. Oh, you got to know this one. You've got to know what y equals x squared looks like, because we're going to live and breathe that one in places. So let's give it a try as far as graphing. Now you notice that my graphs aren't perfect. This is a sketch. We would use some kind of a graphing program if it had to be perfect. See, look at that crook. Let's see if we can do better. Oh, a little better. Maybe not much. Guess I'll try it again. There we go. Make do right there with it. Right? The fifth one that we want to be able to know is x cubed. We don't use it so much, but because it's an odd function, it's a good one to know. So, learn what this function looks like. Y equals x cubed. Here we go. Got to get my coordinate point in there, and then I do half of it at a time, and it's still not very good. And the last one we want to look at is y equals 1 over x. This is an important one to be able to move around by various translations. So let's get our coordinate system in order here. Y equals 1 over x. All right, now, one of the things we'll study later is that this thing has a vertical and a horizontal asymptote. See where the first branch sits? See where the second branch sits. We'll discuss asymptotes in a future section here. So, throughout this section, you'll discover how to mentally construct more complicated graphs based on these simple parent graphs. We will be sketching graphs, not drawing them with precision.